Ladies and gentlemen, small and medium-sized enterprises, SME, make up over 90% of businesses worldwide and account for the majority of private sector activity in both advanced and emerging market economies. Ours is predominantly an SME economy, and the economic growth and development of our country depend on how well we nurture and support startups and the micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises to enhance their contribution to GDP, job creation, and exports. Micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises contribute about 70% of Ghana's GDP and account for more than 92% of enterprises. An overwhelming majority, estimated at 90% of businesses, employ less than 20 people, and there are relatively few enterprises in our country that qualify as large-scale enterprises. It is obvious, therefore, that we have to focus on the development of startups and small businesses by encouraging the entrepreneurial spirit as a national priority. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest problem of our country is widespread unemployment and lack of jobs. Every year, more young people join in the dispiriting search for jobs. I've come to face with the desperation that is engendered by the lack of jobs. I've spoken about it often. I've even come to accept that it is this lack of jobs that has led to the phenomenon of so many people looking to government for jobs, which appears to be dampening our traditional entrepreneurial spirit. The fact that unemployment is a worldwide phenomenon does not make our national and personal situation any easier to endure. It does not lessen the heartbreak of parents who watch their children go through the frustration of joblessness year after dispiriting year. In 2015, some 4,500 young Ghanaians arrived in Italy after undertaking the horrendous Mediterranean crossing that we all see on television. I'm determined that we change the economic conditions in our country for the better, to ensure the young people see it as a place of opportunities instead of the place from which they flee at the peril of their lives. We need to do all within our power to create an entrepreneurial climate to enable our young people come up with creative ideas that can be developed into businesses. Let me therefore, ladies and gentlemen, introduce you all to the National Entrepreneurship and Innovations Plan. This is the flagship initiative which will be the primary vehicle for providing an integrated national support for startups and small businesses. The plan will enable new businesses to emerge and give them the space to grow, to receive financing and business development services, to secure markets during the critical formative years, and to tap into a wide supply chain and network during their growth years, helping to create jobs at a widely distributed national level. Despite the severe constraints of our public finances, which have resulted from years of mismanagement and corruption, government has contributed $10 million United States dollars as seed money for the plan. It is the intention that this seed money should be leveraged to raise money from private sources and public organizations to the tune of $100 million United States dollars to fund its program. Ladies and gentlemen, the overall objective of this plan is to stimulate private sector growth at the early stages of businesses, to accelerate job creation, and to provide entrepreneurial Ghanaian youth with a critical alternative to salaried employment. It will help their businesses to grow and compete domestically and internationally. The National Entrepreneurship and Innovations Plan will, amongst others, 1. Provide tax incentives for startups owned by young entrepreneurs. 2. Incentivize and partner private sector investors to set up business incubator hubs and industrial parks for youth-owned businesses nationally. 3. Establish a youth enterprise fund which will be leveraged to attract private capital to fund startups. 4. Provide a ready market for the products and services of startups through the reservation of a percentage of the proposed 70% of local content public procurement contracts. 5. Implement a buy local policy for ICT services from youth-owned businesses. And 6thly, set up an industrial subcontracting exchange to link large industries with small businesses and startups as a supply chain for goods and services. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that this plan will be made to work to provide young people with what it promises. Young people who take the risk of entrepreneurship will find that they have support through the difficult early stages. I'm passionate about the plan working. I'm investing a lot in it, and I have confidence in the Minister for Business Development, Ibrahim Awad Mohammed, who has devised the plan and will be in charge of seeing it to fruition. It is now my pleasant duty to declare the National Entrepreneurship and Innovations Plan duly launched.
They put us on air somewhere, don't you? That was sick.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of the program. Good morning.